Okay, so I'm once again between books, which is not a good thing, you know, I don't recommend it, but I did want this cover to be only for August and September, and then I want a more like gothic cover for October and November. That's why I'm moving into a new book, but I'm thinking that this one might actually last for longer because, well, hope is the last thing that abandons you. But I'm going to change a few things in the setup that haven't really worked. The main thing is that the work insert with, well, calendar spreads and project spreads and possible next actions didn't work, mainly because I don't like the paper. It rips really easily. It's really thin. So I mean, I like the look of this, but it's just I don't want to use the insert because I'm afraid of ripping it, basically. So everything that is in this insert will be in the back book of the new journal. So what I've done, I'm going to fix this. It's not very pretty. Is there a ghost picture somewhere that I can slap onto this? So at the beginning of the back book, I will have my calendar spreads. So these are just glued on very lightly onto the page so that I can move it around easily. So I'm going to glue November, December, January and February. And I have written my work project spreads. Actually, they're pages now. I don't need a whole spread for all of my work projects, I realized as I redid this for the umpteenth time. Some of them do need the whole spread. So it's the exact same setup. It's just that it's in an actual book, not just a flimsy insert, and the paper is better. So yes, calendar spreads, project spreads, and then, sorry, this is unorganized, disorganized. But up here I have tabs for the different sections in the back book. So this one is for work projects and this one is for work next actions. So they're the same washi tape, but since this is in front of that one, I know that this is for the project spreads. Oh, it's on the wrong page. Okay, it should be here where the project spreads are. Yes, so projects, next actions, and this is for home projects, because I do need some home project spreads that are current. Social media, health, the cabin, shopping lists, planner plans, cleaning and crafting. Those are the ones that I need the most. So I've counted out about 10-12 pages for those things here. Then I've got a sketching tab. It's going to be, I'm looking for the washi tape for this. It should be pink with white dots on it. So these pages are all for drawing and sketching. And then at the very back I have a world building signature. I checked to see that it covers a signature, because if I want to rip this out and archive it together with other world building things instead of keeping it in the journal, I can, because it fits together. It's one signature. What else? Well, I have almost finished my planner section, the daily planning, which is in the front book. I have my cover page for October. Here's a pocket. I'm going to embellish this, so it's not done. I've only painted it. This is for the calendar. I will glue it in. I will do my weekly boxes here. I've made the Dutch doors, and I'm going to change another thing here. I've actually tried it out this week. Normally, I have my weeklies in a row, so week 39, 40, 50, 41, 42, and so on. And then my next action contexts after the weeks. But I've been having trouble with, when I've used up a weekly, I paint over it and I write a memory per day like this. But the thing is that, you know, I don't paint over until the week is done, but I want to write the memories on the same day that they happen so I don't forget them. So my solution is, because this is my weekly, this is my brain dump, my new thing is to actually dedicate another spread to the same week. So this is week 38, and this is also week 38, but this is for memory keeping. So I paint it beforehand and, you know, divide it up according to the days, the exact same way I do for the planning. So I plan on this page, and then I write memories on this page, and then I glue them together because I don't want to see this. It's, you know, it's just random scribbles. This is what I want to keep. And then I thought, why not have my next actions on this page? So that's what I'm going to do in the new one. So I've planned out, I've put post-its so I know what I'm doing. So week 39, I will do the grid, you know, for the days. This is my brain dump for week 39. Here, I'm going to paint beforehand and do the grid so that I can write memories there. And this will be for my next actions. So that way it's divided by week, the next actions, but I will also draw lines so that I have a few different contexts as well. And they're not very granular, these contexts. I have computer, listen, assess, and home, because those are the ones I need for my time-specific next actions. The rest of them, the things I can do when I feel like it, will be in the back book, because they are the possible next actions. And here I have check, administration, contact, feedback, you know, write feedback to people, brainstorm, listen, creative, and IQ list. So this is more granular, but I don't need, I mean, because when I'm on my weekly, I only need to know, you know, what is due this week. So it's almost like a in-between category. You know, you have your projects, your sub-projects, and these are like, I don't know, well, they're time-specific next actions, but they may also be clusters of next actions. So they may consist of several tiny next actions. So for example, on the assess context, that means, you know, I need to write feedback, I need to grade it or whatever, you know, put a stamp on it. Is this okay or not? Do you need to work more on this? So there are several steps involved in the assess context. But I hope this makes sense. But in the back book where I write my possible next action, since it's more granular, I divide it up into, you know, listening to the documents, writing feedback, And then I have a list on the IQ list for gut reactions, like good or bad, just very quick appraisal of texts and stuff. So here I've divided it up, you know, one sort of next action into the different steps that it consists of, because when I'm in the mood for listening to a document, I'm not in the mood for writing feedback, and vice versa. So it really helps to have them separated. But in the time specific section, I just need to know what needs to be done this week. For example, assessing this thing. Oh, that sounded really blathery and unfocused to my ears, but I hope it made sense. I will be using it and filming that, so hopefully it will make sense. The rest of the planner section is for journaling. So I've painted all the backgrounds, and I'm going to add stuff that I've put on a post-it here so I don't forget. I'm going to add stamps, stencils, borders, images, tabs, clusters. Yes. Oh, here's another thing I've changed. My tracker, I've abandoned my tracker here. I've abandoned the cleaning tracker completely, so you know, I didn't feel like it this month. So instead of filling in these boxes, I'm thinking, because for example, my exercising, there's cardio, you know, walks or cycling. I've had different columns for them, but now it's the same column. So I just write which of them I did. So walk 1 minute, no, 1 minute, an hour and a half. That's what I put here. Exercising, like workout, that's either back exercises or knee exercises. So I wrote knee yesterday. So right now I like this better. And I also track my morning temperature, and I've put picking. That's kind of the task where it can be put away dishes or decluttering, whatever, picking things up and putting them where they belong. So I'm thinking I can just put a check mark every time I do it. So if I do it several times a day, that will be visible, as opposed to just filling in one of these boxes. Because this doesn't tell me anything. It's not very, I don't get an overview. I just get confused when I look at this. So I'm hoping that this will be better. And then when I've filled in a week of exercising, for example, maybe I can use a highlighter to just separate them. So maybe knee is yellow and a walk is orange or whatever, so that I, you know, can have it. Then it's easier to see how many times I've done a particular habit. So yes, that's another change, and I'm going to continue that in the new book. So this is for October, the same kind of thing. And I'm also thinking actually that some of the things I track are, well, to begin with, the weeks and the months don't add up. So when you have a tracker that is for the month, you know, there are days, for example, here at the beginning, that they pertain to another week, but to this month. So, you know, the cutoff day is not Monday or Sunday. So that's a problem when you change books each month. So I'm thinking I will rip this out when I change books and glue it in here so that I can see both September and October in October, because of the things I might want to, like, for example, well, now I'm going to change books on Monday, so I will start tracking that week when I'm in this book, But then when I come to the end of that week, I'm on this side, the October tracker, but I can still see the September tracker so that I can, for example, calculate, you know, how many times I did a certain thing, because I can see both months. And some things like tracking your cycle, maybe you want to see, you know, the day when you got your period last month, because if that's in another book, you can get confused. So I think that's also a step forward in the right direction. What else? Is there anything else? Well, it lacks a lot of embellishments. I've already put my Someday Maybe insert here and my possible home next actions. Oh, final thing. I haven't written my next actions in the new book. So I'm just going to... Oh, this is really a big undertaking. Which pen do you think I should use for this? Or should I color code it? I haven't color coded my next actions for home because it felt like it added too much hassle when I wrote them. But perhaps I do want to color code my work next actions. Yeah, probably. But okay. Work next actions. The headings should be in a neutral color, so this is kind of a grayish purple. So now I have lists of next actions, possible next actions that are not time specific, although there is a deadline far into the future. And I decided to color code them like I usually do, according to project. And I realized that the administration context, there was a lot to do there. So this page is finished, which means that I'll have to continue the administration context here, which in turn means that I'm using up pages I would prefer to use for sketching, for one, but also I was going to put home projects here, but maybe not. I'm thinking I might put them here in the home next action insert, so maybe put like shopping lists and cabin plans and stuff in here. It's not ideal. That was kind of a mistake. In my current book, I have my home projects on the pages following the monthly booklet. And this time I thought I wouldn't need to put them there because I would have them in the back book. So I didn't leave any pages for that. I have made beautiful pages instead, and I don't want to use these for home projects because it will ruin them entirely. So now I'm not really sure what to do, and I'm a bit pissed off, to be honest. But you know, I'm gonna try out this insert for that. I mean, the alternative is to, like, I don't know, either to leave a few pages for work next actions here and put home projects after that and just move the sketching tab forward so I have less pages for sketching, which is meh. Or, you know, I could also, because there is, you know, when you've, another problem is that when you've used up your, you know, the edge here for all your tabs, you can't see what's behind them. So having another administration tab here is not ideal. So actually, I think I'm not gonna do that. I am going to put my home projects here, and I'm going to, oh, well, home projects. I'm gonna tape another piece of paper on top of this. You know, when I've done all this, I will either glue a page on top of this or tape it on. You know, if I want to write more stuff on the administration context before I've done all these tasks, I can just put, like, for example, where do we have a piece of paper? Hello, my desk is full of paper, but not the kind of paper I want. Let's pretend that this is not for junk journals, but for, you know, planning things. And here we have, oops. Okay. So this is what I can do. I use washi tape so I don't ruin the paper. And I, you know, tape it on, and I continue with my administration tasks. So then, you know, by doing that, I have the same order of the contexts throughout. You know, I don't, because if I'm done with administration, and if I continue with administration here, it's not the same order. And, you know, maybe it's administration and assessing, and it's not the same layout as here. And that, I mean, it's always good for my brain, at least, when things are the same, so that I know exactly where to go to find things, both, you know, when I navigate throughout the book and when my eye scans the page. So yes, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna save this washi tape. Just put it here for when I need it. Actually, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do that for all of them, because I might need to tape new pages on the other spreads as well. Yes, here again. So I have a piece at the ready. Okay. Deep sigh.